So I welcome you all for the Smart and Sustainable Manufacturing Tech Series. So today, the topic we are going to discuss about is the virtual reality based safety and product trainings. So before going into the further slides, so let's start with the familiar fact that no 80% of what we all are learning through visual. So usually we learn through the audible, auditory or visual or think the kinesthetic. So different modes we are learning, and 80% of the people, the we are learning is visual. What we learn is through visual. So the impact of visual in our learning is phenomenal. So with that fact, let's start into I'm going to the today's topic. Okay, why extended reality is so effective or immersive technology is so effective. So immersive technology means it comprises augmented reality, virtual reality, and also mixed reality technology. Augmented reality is the user can be able to see the real world, the real environment. On top of that, in addition to that, the digital content could be added. That can be image or text or video or any 3D model or any kind of animation or audio. So all these things in front of eyes, the dashboards. So on any format, it can be, displayed. So we call it as augmented reality. And in virtual reality, so the device, which the head-mounted device for virtual reality will enclose the real world, and you will immerse into the completely simulated, the virtual environment. So in that world, you can see all the digital content, whatever we want. So the same way, the world itself is digital, and all the contents are also digital, and we call it as a virtual reality. So normally in entertainment world or games, you can see it is a lot of applications already available. The next one we call it as mixed reality. So which is nothing but augmented reality or can be a virtual reality also, but the user can interact with the digital content what he's seeing in front of him, and the digital content also will respond based on the interaction of the user. So this is the basics about the immersive technology. So we use different devices for that, right from our smartphones, tablets, or you know, head-mounted device like Microsoft HoloLens, or the virtual reality headsets like HTC devices or Oculus devices, and many other devices also can be used. Okay, so why it is so effective? There are three reasons you can see in front of on the slide. You can see that number one is it is immersive. It transport your sense to the virtual world. So that experience is really awesome. So it gives the immersive experience, and completely it's a dreaming world. As a it's a kind of digital world. You are in the real world also. You can see the unimaginable the digital content in front of our eyes in the interactive way. So the immersive experience is really awesome for the user. The second is it gives emotion. We can see and we can feel the consequences of our action. That maybe augmented reality based applications or virtual reality based application or mixed reality application, and that we can be able to feel, we can be able to see the consequence when we select something, or when we can move something, we can drive something, we can walk through, we can play the animations or videos. So many interactions we can do inside the the augmented reality application or virtual reality based application. So that gives the emotion. The third one is the experience. The learner point of view, he is learning through experience. It is not a learning from someone is teaching, or it's not learning from only the visual videos or pictures, something like that. It's a experiential learning. So these are all the major, no, the reasons why the immersive technology or the extended reality technology is so effective. Okay, so next one, the virtual reality in training and learning. In this, in the coming decade, the disruption or impact of the virtual reality in the training or learning segment is really huge and it's phenomenal. Even right from education, communication, and the medical field and industries also, the impact is huge. Everywhere, wherever the learning is happening, wherever the training is required, yes, the virtual reality can add huge, value to that. The reasons are, if the users can learn from mistakes and can practice at any number of times, and so that it can become perfect to shape up, his skills. So that is number one. So you know that we all have played video games and all. We can make mistakes. There's no harm. Even if you ride a bike, if you fell down, no problem at all. So at any number of times, so even any games, you can make mistakes and we can again replay it. So you can make practices many times and it will make you perfect. Secondly, experience is you can experience the impossible. For example, assuming that no, in the medical field, how the blood, no, inside the blood vessels, how things are happening, it can be simulated. The person or user can walk through into the, that vessels along with the blood, and he can see what it really happens in the inside the body like that. Same way, any impossible, environment, maybe under sea or maybe under, in space, wherever it is needed. So it is traveling there or going and seeing into that is not at all possible, but you can experience the same in the simulated environment. Number three, it reduces the risk. In any hazardous environment, the user or the learner cannot go directly and learn the particular, process or any equipment or any, devices or any vehicle. For example, if you take any crane or any bigger earth movers or mining equipments or any undersea equipments or any oil and gas field processes, and even in space also, the aviation also, and the user cannot directly be given the real machine or real object to learn it. So that is really a highly risk for him and for others and for the assets also. So this simulated environment reduces all the potential risk. And next one is it form better memories. So as the user is fully engaged, whether it may be a AR application or VR application, he will be fully engaged and he has to interact with that, so that that learning, it ensures the best of his memory. So that is proven, and among all the learning methods, so this virtual reality based learning, it, gives, more knowledge retention. And next one is it improves safety. So there's no harm in any kind of environment. The real environment may be very harmful, very expensive, but in this virtual environment, there is absolutely is safe. He can make mistake even if learning any tough machine operations. If he wrongly operated and if if his hands are being cut, that is totally, it is only in the virtual world only, not in the real world. So he can learn again. So there is absolutely, it is safe. So these are all the major reasons why virtual reality is, have a very good, impact in any learning or trainings. So next, why gamification? So gamification is nowadays, you can see everywhere, every learning, now the gamification is being, introduced because it is very much adding value in learning. The number one is it increases learners engagement. So anyway, so here in this, no, this kind of immersive technology learnings, the existing traditional education or learning methods or learning contents, along with the gamification content, gamification, the advantages, we mix together and we give to the user. So the user gets a benefit and he is fully engaged. He feels like playing, and also simultaneously he can able to learn all the learning objectives that is intended in the learning app design. So he will also learn. So it increases learner engagement and it increases knowledge retention. As I already told, it's proven this method the knowledge retention is very high. And next is the results in behavior change also is happening. We know that the teens and some youths, they play the games very often that have some impact in their real life also. That is in the negative side. The same can be used in the positive side. So if we give the right design, a right kind of application to the user, he can play games. So also that will give some behavioral change in his real life also positively. The next is it encourages failures and he can learn any number of times. Suppose if the games are having many levels, and even if one person dies, again it gives another life also in the games. The same way, he never hesitate to get failed. So he knows that there is another opportunity, there is another level is there. He can again replay the same level again, same game again and again. So there is no fear for failure. So for the learning, failure is not at all an issue for him. So it encourages him to failure so that it ensures the learning also. It provides instant feedback and hints. So in this gamification way, the user will understand, will know that where he is. And each and every learning can use different stars and different scoreboards. So all the gamification elements will encourage him so that he understand the feedback, whether he's doing right or wrong. And with the with the audio voice also he'll be hearing, he will get the guidance. So automatically he will know, even if he knows if he did anything wrong also, he can get up again and he can do the right thing. And even when he learning or when he experience the play or the training content, he will get the feedback whether he is doing the right thing or whether he is taking the time which is really uh, planned, or he is taking a lot of more time. So all the feedback he will get simultaneously, so that will engage him more. So these are the major benefits in this virtual reality based learning and with the gamification elements. For that, actually, we have a solution and we have a product called VR for Safety, which has multiple libraries like fire safety module separately, and library, and second occupational health and safety, and manufacture related learnings, and next construction field learnings, and finally the behavioral skills. So these are all the different libraries already we have planned and we are working for that. Out of that, the fire safety is already, it is almost ready to use. So we will go in detail about what all the fire safety training, is available as a VR based learning product. Why you have chosen the fire safety as a top priority? In the existing training methods in industries, there are a lot of already the trainings is being happening and everywhere, and the learners' engagement and the interactions are really less. And so that in this kind of classroom sessions, the knowledge retention level is only from 20 to 30% is happening. So that gives the impact in the real world also, so that the frequency of safety incidents still it could not be completely reduced or minimized, still it is there. So 80% of the industrial accidents are caused by human factors. So this can really be minimized, or even can be eliminated if the training is really effective. So the challenges in the existing training methods are it takes more time, and the resource availability is also a challenge, and in the method itself is has less knowledge retention level, and it's not cost effective, and lack of interaction to the real world, and kind of COVID situations, in the classroom sessions, is very real difficult to conduct this kind of trainings. So the virtual reality based training is really the best solution for this kind of pain points. So without that solution, presently the classroom training sessions are happening, video presentations and e-learnings are there, group discussions and tutorials are being shared, and on-the-job trainings are also happening. Okay. The solution, as we already discussed, the virtual reality based training system is the best solution for these kind of challenges, so that the user can fully he can be fully engaged and he can interact with the realistic simulations for the experiential self-learning. There's no resource availability is needed here. And as we already discussed, the knowledge retention level is 75%. So other methods are around 20 to 30% only. Through this method, this is based on the statistics, VR-based learnings gives the knowledge retention level is 75%, and it is very cost effective and also scalable. That program can be used, that device can be used for any number of persons at any number of time. Then it gives immersive experience with gamification. So the user also is enjoying the training and he is enjoying the learning. And if you look at the statistics, how the virtual reality, the technology is effective in the for the workforce development, you can see it is in the top. They facilitate training and mirroring real life experiences. Because of that, it is in the you know top rating. So because of how it is effective in the development of workforce in industries. Okay, so we have a VR for safety product as a first, series. The fire safety training we have it, and let's see what are the modules in that. So in this product, the user can wear the head-mounted device and he can able to, interact with the real-time scenarios, and he can learn all the, the learnings according to the ISO 18001 safety standards. So the sub-modules inside this fire safety training are the fire safety awareness is to be given. So right from why the safety training is required, and right from the introduction, and what are all the normal, the causes of fire incidents happening around the world, the top most reasons, and how it can be prevented, and what are the basics, in any building or any industry, what kind of the fire safety equipments are being used. They will get all the basics knowledge also, and the fire prevention methods. He can able to identify the hazards inside after the training. He himself can understand and able to identify the potential risk wherever he sees, so he can able to prevent it. And fire extinguishers also, types of fire extinguishers and types of fires, and how to handle the fire extinguishers, uh, and what are the do's and don'ts while handling the fire extinguishers, and fire extinguishing methods also. So how to use it at the time of emergency, at the time of the need, and fire evacuation also, the methods of fire evacuation, and how we can get the guidance. So all this information and what are the do's and don'ts during emergency or evacuation from the multi-story building or any industries. So all these learnings, and also after if, fire accident if it happens, what are the first aid methods during that first aid method, what are the do's and don'ts. So all these things, so many 30 plus scenarios also there out of these seven sub modules. So that all once a person undergoes all this training, so he cannot forget all these points. So completely he can able to follow the fire, the prevention methods proactively. This will prevent any kind of incidents. So the solution actually requires the training, the kiosk or training space. We need only small 10 by 10 kind of space is needed, sufficient for that. So the only we need any one personal computer or any laptop, and the head-mounted device. So many options are available, different brands are available with controllers. So the user can wear the virtual reality head-mounted device and he can hold the controllers. So then after playing the particular program, so he can write from each and the module. He can select the module, he can select the scenarios. So one by one he can able to learn it. So, and so inside that, so we have three different scenarios or environments for the learner, for each and every learning, every scenario. One is learning platform, and next is the testing platform, and third is the training platform. For even one learning, he will go through all these phases. He has to pass all these things, and with the gamification also. So definitely, it will ensure that the knowledge retention, and it will ensure that he will follow that in real life also. So the benefits, it is 4 times faster than the classroom sessions. So for example, if the content for 6 to 8 hours, the classroom session, so he can able to complete the entire content in 1 to 2 hours of this VR based learning, and 84% more engaging. So in the classroom session, we cannot assure that all the participants are completely attentive and listening to the presenter or watching the videos or any content like that. But here, as he's wearing a device, he will be fully engaged. He has to play. He has to act into the virtual world. So it ensures more engaging, and 43% reduction in workplace injuries. That is one of the statistics from the mining research study. Because of this kind of training, it reduces the workplace injuries, and 75% more knowledge retention, as that is also a proven fact. Okay, so this kind of VR-based training solution gives the hands-on training. It is almost is nearest to the real-time experience, because the entire experience, the real-time scenario or environment is completely simulated, and you can able to walk through, you can able to experience the same in the digital world. So the learning is very much effective. Almost is equals to hands-on training like that. Second, it is completely gamification is involved. So the gamified training, so you will enjoy the training, and you will enjoy the learning also. You cannot forget easily. Even for example, the classes of fire. Once if we go through all this learning phase, testing phase, and training phase to apply in the real-time scenario for the same thing, then you will not easily forget that points later. The next is that it is transparent. The people who are all trained through this system, the organization can easily they can get the feedback transparently how they really use these knowledge in the real time also to prevent the risk. Okay, so let us see a demo for the VR for safety product.
The challenges in industrial safety training takes more time, resource availability, less knowledge retention, not cost effective, lack of interactivity with real environment. The solution is VR for safety. Virtual reality safety training system will provide faster, cost-effective and immersive solution. VR for safety. Virtual reality safety training system can be a helpful tool to create memorable, interactive learning experience, to practice hands-on skills, and reinforce knowledge in a safer virtual environment. VR for safety. Virtual reality safety training system, which is designed for interactive, with realistic simulation, safe virtual environment, cost-effective, more knowledge retention and adherence with ISO 45001 and OSHA standards.
So let us see another demo for the fire safety, one of the scenario inside the fire safety system. This is also a sample scenario. Let's see this demo also.
Welcome to VR for Safety, Virtual Reality Safety Training System. It's easy to remember how to use a fire extinguisher if you can remember the acronym PASS, which stands for pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Hold the pin. This will allow you to discharge the extinguisher. Aim at the base of the fire. If you aim at the flames, which is frequently the temptation, the extinguishing agent will fly right through and do no good. You want to hit the fuel. Squeeze the top handle or lever. This depresses a button that releases the pressurized extinguishing agent in the extinguisher. Sweep from side to side until the fire is completely out. Start the classes of fire. Class A, fires caused by combustible materials including paper, fabric, wood and other flammable solids. Class B, fires caused by flammable liquids such as paint, turpentine or petrol among others. Electrical fires, fires involving electrical equipment but upon removal of the electrical item, the fire class is changed. Step 1. Don't panic. Observe the situation and cause. Step 2. Break the glass and press the button. For fire alarm. Step 3. Inform to fire station about the incident and explain the emergency. Step 4. Select the right class of fire extinguisher based on the observation and cause. Step 5. Apply PASS method to extinguish the fire. Step 6. Exit. Emergency electrical short circuit. You are in emergency electrical short circuit situation. What you will do? Choose the right answer. Observe the situation and cause. Or, you will call emergency number. What are basic response procedure during a fire incident? What you will do? Choose the right answer. Make a call to CEO. Or, evacuate everyone. Select the fire extinguisher to extinguish the electrical fire accident. What you will do? Choose one of the best fire extinguisher class, Class A, Class B or Class C fire extinguisher. Select the right answer based on your learning. Congratulations, you have cleared. Let us start the fire safety exercise. Click Start Now button. Press the fire alarm. Press the fire alarm. Press the fire alarm. Call 111 for fire service. Call 111 for fire service.
Or fire exit stairway. Do not use elevators. Repeat, do
Grab the
not
fire
use
extinguisher.
elevators.
Grab the fire extinguisher and spray on. Grab the fire extinguisher and spray on the fire.
Attention,
Press the button to it. Press the button.
Mission accomplished.
So in this scenario, we have seen that during the fire, extinguishing time or evacuation. So what are the steps he has to follow that, within a time with on the planned time, the user has to complete it, or else he can play at many time. So this is a kind of older version. With the new version, it's totally, is more readable and more, the experience is really far better than this one, the sample what you are seeing now. Okay, so for this, we can use any different VR-based headsets are available in the market. The familiars are the HTC products, so different models in HTC also, and also the Oculus also different models are there. Oculus Rift is there, Oculus Quest 2 is there, and Quest 3 is now it has come now. And the HTC, Vive, Cosmos, Focus, so different models are there. And Samsung Gear is also there. Samsung Gear, that is without controllers. That is a basic one. We cannot interact with that. Only the HTC or Oculus, we can use these kind of devices for the training purpose. And the older one, actually, you can see the base stations also. For that, if we have a permanent training place, then we can use that kind of models. We can have two different base stations on wall, diagnostically, so that the response will be more good. Or now we have a mobile, the device can be used at any location with only the two controllers with more cameras, so that is easily detecting the gestures. So that is also that kind of headsets also available. So we can select what kind of headsets are suitable to our use, whether we have a fixed training place as a cabin or a kiosk like that, or the training can happen at any location. So based on our requirement, you can select the headset model. Okay, so now we have seen, so far we have seen the virtual reality based safety trainings. In that, we have seen the fire safety training system with different modules on how it is effective for any training, or even for the trainee also, how the learning will be effective to him. Okay, so now the next use case, the VR-based product trainings or operator trainings. Here, for example, in the picture you are seeing is what kind of CNC machine is there. So any kind of machine or device or operations, if someone is new to that, so the person who is familiar or person who is expert or a specialist need not be there. So that can be completely that machine and the environment, all the tools and accessories required can be simulated as a virtual reality environment. Then in that environment, all the step-by-step guidance, so which is a text-based display, and along with that the audio guidance, then it indications and highlighting the area or highlighting the object where the actions to be done, and what are the actions to be done, and what are the safety measures to be taken care. Each and every step can be perfectly designed, and interactively the user can learn all the steps, so that he can learn the complete entire process or procedure to related to the particular operation. So that for any product, that can be installation, or that can be the job setting, or different functions of the product, all can be created as a VR based trainings. So this application with the VR based device can be used whenever, and for any number of persons can learn to this predefined the virtual environment. So for this one, the major advantage is the real time environment, or the real machine, a real object is not required. So any empty space, or any open hall, by wearing the VR based device, he can see the digital machine or digital environment, and each and every step he will be guided. And with two controllers, or in some trainings, it can be developed for bare hands also. With his own bare hands, he can be able to interact with the digital, the machine, or the all the accessories tools. He can, with the physics is available, you can able to open the door, or pull up any job or any component or any tools, and you can able to operate it. You can able to disassemble it. You can able to assemble it, tighten that fasteners. So all these things, how physically we do the same kind of each and every step, virtually the user can do it with the control of just two controllers, or some trainings we can do with his own bare hands also he can do it. So this way he can learn any products, functions, operations, anything. So here you can see CNC machine, the sample how the trainee can learn through this one. Let's see one demo for this.
Step 1. Turn left and turn on the electric main switch. Step 2. Turn on the servo voltage stabilizer. Press the green button, Auto. Step 3. On the power knob at the back side of CNC machine. Step 4. Press CNC on button on control panel and rotate emergency stop button when alert message will come up. Step 5. Pick the raw material and place inside CNC and close the door. Step 6. Press reference button and press X and Z button. Click offset button and click program button. Finally click cycle start button. You are done. Thank you.
So this is just a sample for any kind of training like this, any machine or any devices, that can be completely that zone can be simulated with all the required multi stations also possible with the more tools, accessories, any number of steps. The user, we can interactively he can do how practically or physically he will do the same way he can do it in a with the only in the virtual environment. So any number of times he can repeat it so that he can learn the complete process. Then he can operate the real machine or the physical machine or physical environment. So that is the major advantages of this virtual reality based training. So even not only this machine, any very big scenario, open yard with the very big machines, anything can be simulated, and the similar way he can able to use the controller and he can able to interact as like the real way. He can do it, so he can learn it, then that can be used in the real time application, so that he will not do any error in the real scenario, so quickly he can learn it. So before going into the actual scenario in the any room or any training room itself, the user can learn it, then he can go into the actual field. The major advantages of this VR based product trainings or any operations trainings or any work instructions also can be done. One more, no, the demo we can see quickly. Form.
Retaining nuts and
And
washers and withdraw the
the user
gland clear of the
or the
stuffing
service
box.
person can get the guidance for each and every step, and the service of the particular, there are so many service tasks for the particular model one. And with his own hands he can able to take the tools and he can able to remove the fasteners. So within every step he can complete it for the related to the particular service or maintenance.